Hello, today is Monday, March 14th. You're watching European School News. I am Tahirha, a student of grade 10 NYP. Many interesting events took place in our European school during these last 2 weeks. Let's start chronologically. On Monday, February 29th, during the morning assembly, the European school principal awarded the winners and active participants of the talent contest with diplomas and certificates. Watch our video, please.
ეს იყო გამარჯვებული თუ ჩვეულებრივი მონაწილეები პირველი ნიჭიერისთვის ეს არის სუპერ გამარჯვებულები. იმიტომ რომ ჩვენ კიდევ ერთხელ დავამტკიცეთ, რომ ევროპის სკოლაში ძალიან ნიჭიერი ბავშვები სწავლობენ. ხუთი გაიგეთ ეს მასალები. მეგადია. ხუთი ჩქარ. Ჩაკუტელია მესამე კლასი მოდი მაჩოხუროძე არის მაჩოხუროძე ასაიდი ერთი ორი დადეკი დაკლივების ხალხი გუგაგადიხა დასენი წარაა Нет, that's it. Mama Tachuli Giorgiuliani Kelly Bushi Anna Noevano Salome Loria κλάση, σαν περιοχή. Κάθε βαλίδο.
You got Georgian?
როდესაც დაჯილდოვდა ასევე მაინც იცოდე გასიცემბროები დიდიძის მამაში მონაწილეობა აი ამ ღონისძიების ჟიურის წევრები დიდი მადლობა ჟიურის წევრებს რომ კარგად უხდრონელეს კიდევ ერთხელ გიხდით მადლობა და მოემზადეთ მომავლისას შაბათ თქვენი
On March 1st and 2nd, Mr. Alan Scott, a representative of Council of International Schools, visited European School. He was interviewed by DP student Georgi Gigoria. Watch our video and the interview with Mr. Scott, please.
Before we begin, I think I'm going to introduce myself. I'm George Igoria. I'm a 12th grade DP student. And could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Alan Scott. I'm a school support and evaluation officer with the Council of International Schools.
So before we begin, can you please briefly state, what is CIS and what's its role in development of international education?
That's a good question. Council of International Schools is a membership organization. We have almost 700 member schools, kindergarten through grade 12 schools, located in over 110 countries around the world. They come in all shapes and sizes. Some are very small, 100 students. Some have 2,000, 3,000 students. We exist to serve our members. They join us in return for the services that we provide. And those services include several core services. One is accreditation, and that is a service whereby we work with schools to accredit them against international standards, basically to say this school meets good international school standards. So that's a major service we provide. Secondly, we provide recruitment services for our member schools. If they're looking for leaders, if they're looking for teachers, we provide services to help them find and to match good teachers with good schools. The third thing that we do is we have a higher education division, which in addition to the 700 K-12 schools, we have over 500 colleges and universities that are members of our higher education group, and we provide professional development to those, career counselors in high schools and university admissions counselors through our higher education service. We also help students find the right university for them, and we link universities with our schools so they can come and visit and explain their university to prospective students. We have other services, but those are three of the main services.
So a lot of services, I guess.
The key thing to remember is, George, is that we are nonprofit, service-oriented. We exist to help schools get better, international schools specifically.
You spoke of standards, like how important are standards in getting and giving quality education?
Yeah, I think they're critically important. We can all have opinions about what is a good school. We can all have opinions about different aspects of school. This school has good discipline. This school has good curriculum. This school has good extracurriculars. But you need a lot more than opinion. You need to have benchmarks and standards, and that's what accreditation does. It allows a school to measure itself against accepted international standards, and then that's supplemented with external evaluation. So part of our accreditation process has people like myself and volunteers visiting schools to look at what the school is doing and to compare how the school sees itself with how the visitors see the school. Mm-hmm. But it's the notion is standards are objective. It's not opinion. It's not personal. It's about standards.
So also, could you please briefly state what was your purpose when you were visiting to our school?
Well, thank you. I came here because the European School has applied for membership. They want to become part of that group of 700 international schools that are members. And they're interested in those services that I described. Part of the process of applying for membership involves someone like myself, a school support and evaluation officer, coming to the school, spending a couple of days here to get a picture of whether this school is well enough developed and well enough aligned with our standards to become a member of the organization.
So as far as I know, you had a chance to meet different members of the school community, student body, also parents association, faculty, administration and management. So in the end, what's your overall impression of the school?
Well, first of all, you're right. I've spent a couple of very busy days here, and when someone like myself comes to the school on behalf of the Council of International Schools, we gather information in three ways before we can make an opinion or a recommendation. First of all, we, as you've described, we meet with all sorts of school stakeholders, students, parents, board of directors, ownership, school senior leadership, all sorts of different groups within the faculty and support staff. So we do a lot of listening to people. The second thing we do is we look at a lot of documentation. What are the policies? What are the programs that the school has in place? And the third thing we do is we do a lot of observing. We visit classrooms, we tour the school, and we use those three strategies to come to a conclusion about the school in relationship to our standards. The second part of your question, I mean, overall, I would describe this school as one with a really positive atmosphere, with a real desire to improve, a real belief in continuous improvement, a real interest in becoming more international. I would put it to you this way. I think we have in this school a school that is an outstanding private independent school in Georgia, and it's looking to move toward becoming an outstanding international school. And it's already doing a lot of the right things. One of our responsibilities, if this school becomes a member of CIS, one of our responsibilities is to give them some advice as to how they can move even further toward becoming an outstanding international school. So that's kind of the purpose of the visit and some of my reactions. And I can tell you that I'm feeling very positively about this school becoming a member of the organization. The reason I'm not saying that absolutely is my role is to go away, take my observations, write a report, and then that's submitted to the organization for them to make the final decision. But I can tell you I will be recommending this school for membership in the Council of International Schools.
So you pretty much answered my another question is, so basically, even though European school is not a perfect school, it's still what are a couple of challenges it faces to become a truly international school?
Well, it's a good question, and first of all, let me say that in my almost 50 years in education, I've never found a perfect school, so I wouldn't expect this school to be perfect. Some of the things that it will be working on over the next while would be to dig deeper into how they provide the skills and attitudes and values that are associated with global citizenship. The school is making good provision, but it will want to expand the way it promotes global citizenship. That's one area that for growth, as I would say. The level of the quality of teaching in the school is good. I've only had an opportunity to see some samples of that, but in my experience, that's always an area of growth. Teachers are always looking to improve their practice, and that will be, of course, the case here too. The good teachers will be working as a member of CIS to get even better in their practice. So those are two areas.
So, did you have the chance to experience Georgian culture during your stay?
I'm smiling because I arrived on Monday and the visit didn't start till Tuesday. So I actually had an afternoon and an evening. I was saying to the faculty today, I didn't know a lot about Georgia before I came here. I knew two things at least. I knew Georgia is famous for good wines, and I knew that Georgia is famous for its hospitality. On that Monday afternoon, the leadership team here were kind enough to take me on a tour of the local area, and also we had a wonderful welcome dinner, so that I can now say to anybody, I know from experience that one, Georgia has good wine, and two, the Georgian people are very hospitable.
So could you say overall, to sum up your stay in Georgia, what was the takeaway about the school, about Georgia in general? I know it's only 3 days; it's not a lot.
Yeah. Just a snapshot, but I certainly was impressed. I was impressed, certainly with the school, and overall, the thing that really impressed me about the school. Two things really. One, happy students, happy parents, happy faculty, a really nice atmosphere in the school. Secondly, again, a real desire on everybody's part to continuously improve the programs and services they offer their students. In terms of Georgia and the city, and I've only seen snapshots, but what I see is a city and a country that has had some difficult times, that is experienced some economic challenges like many parts of the world are now. But I get a real sense of that the Georgian people are optimistic about the future, that they see opportunity, that they want to take on perhaps a bigger role in the international community, that they're looking outward. They want to retain their culture, they value their history and their culture, but I also sense optimism, and I sense a real desire to perhaps become more engaged in the international community.
On Monday, February 29th, PYP students from grade 10 participated in a lesson on the topic "A friend in need is a friend indeed." Watch our video, please.
რაზრი აქვს რაღაც მორალს ზეპირად უნდა ვიცოდეთ თუ უნდა საქმეში გამოვიყენოთ გაგახსენდებათ ხოლმე ეს ყველაფერი რაც ვისწავლეთ ძალიან კარგი დიდი მადლობა
You can sing song from this table. So please mention your name, okay?
Sopli shenevas raunda 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 Kaigisi veris maunda maunda Iunda Erti neverich maunda maunda Iunda Erti kargi panis unda maunda Iunda Agarunda Diram rai 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 diram 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 rai 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 Hey!
Our kids, they're really very talented and they are supportive, and even during the show that Masha Kuroda has Wild Talent Show, in one lesson they were eager to help and they were dancing and singing with her there. So I think it's very important. That play that we have seen today, it was almost their script, so they have decided to make this play, and they have pictures of these animals there, and the beginning of this story is completely their idea, and I just helped, I and Gwanza.
On March 11th, European School was visited by the ambassador of Estonia, Priit Turk. He met with the students from grades 10 and 11 and discussed the topic Estonia before and after becoming a member state of the European Union. Watch our video, please.
Hello. Please. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Hello.
The evil guys, they develop a bit faster, so you have to put lots of effort on security. But In our case, we had our lessons 2000.
Because you're a very small nation like us, but unlike us, you're the member of European Union. So how do you deal with the problem of overflow of different cultures in your country? How do you keep your identity?
Very good. I think actually being part of European Union helps us in this regard a lot, because Europe, being member of European Union, as a country, your identity is acknowledged much stronger because you're part of 28, and as you know, European Union makes decisions very often based on consensus of 28. There are some decisions which are made on majority rule, but most important ones are made in consensus in 28. We are a small country, we are a small nation, we will lose our identity and everything, and that actually our experience now, 12 years in EU, is opposite, exactly opposite. But I think our identity, teaching our level of teaching Estonian in school, the businesses in countrysides, there is so many different ways this identity has.
Sally.
This is the first floor, as you guessed. On this floor,
On March 11th, a presentation of a short movie made by Adrian Chishkovsky, an MVP student from grade 10, was held in the geography lab. Watch our video, please.
What about project? So thank you for watching. Now I want to ask you a few questions about that.
From March 11th to 13th, the winners of our talent show visited the Godavari ski resort. Watch our video, please. This is all for today. Watch ES TV News, which brings you the latest story from the European School.